Prime, presented by Mercedes-Benz. Here's your host, Carissa Thompson.
There it is. Shiny. Look how shiny. Don't put your fingers on the Lombardi Trophy to keep it pristine. We are just 1 week away, ladies and gentlemen, from Super Bowl 53.
They don't play about that thing. They send a whole guard and everything with that.
And they do. White glove treatment. White glove treatment for these three. Our three Hall of Famers. You know them, you love them. Dion, LT, and Shannon. You want to break this thing all down?
Let's break it down.
All right, let's do it. Let's take a look back at how the Patriots got here, shall we? Yep. Dion knew it all along. Tom Brady, even at the age of 41, can still what, Dion?
Ball.
Brady became just the third player in NFL history to throw for 500 career touchdowns. Also did some work with his legs. He finally picked up his 1,000th career rush yard on a 6-yard scramble.
Well, he better not get sacked.
But it wasn't all smooth sailing along the way. The Pats dropped back-to-back games twice for the first time since 2015, and they all came on the road. The second came in December, starting with that Miami Miracle. How about that game? And then there was that close one in Pittsburgh. So it was the first time, you guys, in over 15 years that they had lost consecutive games in December. But did that stop them, Dion?
No, not whatsoever. They didn't panic because they have experience.
Right. So Brady helped them steamroll into the first-round bye, which they had never won a Super Bowl without a first-round bye. And then Sony Michel dominated the Chargers in the divisional round. So those road problems didn't carry into the playoffs when it mattered most. Taking care of business at Arrowhead to cruise to their 4th Super Bowl appearance in this decade. How did the Rams get here? Well, in Sean McVay's second season at the helm, Todd Gurley and squad took the NFL by storm, that high-powered offense.
Well, I thought my record was going to be in jeopardy for a little while this year. You put that mojo on him.
Still got it.
Yeah, that dog.
The Saints handed the Rams their first loss of the season after that thrilling Monday night win against the Chiefs. They seemed to get back on track. They had back-to-back losses in primetime versus the Bears and the Eagles, raising some more question marks about if this team could get to that next level. But after a first-round bye, the Rams opened their postseason with a physical win over the Cowboys, using that ground game of Todd Gurley and C.J. Anderson, who combined for 273 rushing yards and set up a rematch Marcus Peters predicted. Just when it looked like the Saints were marching to another victory, the controversial no call.
That play.
That play will live in infamy, good and bad, depending on which side you're on. Drew Brees then intercepted the opening possession and set up the Greg Zuerlein 57-yard game-winning field goal to send the Rams to their first Super Bowl since 2001. So we're a week away from the big game. We've talked a lot of storylines. We will continue to talk about some of the obvious ones, but I think an interesting question is about the coaching matchup, right? Who you give the edge to in this one. When you give Sean McVay and Bill Belichick 2 weeks to prepare, who has the edge, Dion?
Bill Belichick, of course. We could even argue and venture to say, I'm getting lost in my words because I can't even believe we're asking this question.
Yeah.
I really can't believe we're even asking this question. This shouldn't even be on the show.
Give Coach Belichick.
No, you guys.
Bill Belichick is
This is nice time doing this now.
Arguably one of the best coaches to ever. And their argument isn't a vast argument. There's only a couple people in the room when you even talking about an argument like this.
I can make the argument for Sean.
Well, make it.
Thank you.
So Sean McVay is a young, innovative coach. Just last year with the Philadelphia Eagles, we saw a young, innovative coach in Doug Peterson scheme up that Patriots defense and really hurt them. This might be, the future, what we're seeing with Sean McVay and this Rams offense and the way they operate. I really believe you give him 2 weeks, he's going to find schemes to hurt this Patriots defense.
See, this is different. See, this is different now, LT. What you're talking about is a scheme that highlights your players, but we're talking about body on body, man on man. Who brings most to the table in 2 weeks as a coach?
No, but forget
if somebody go out there and throw 3 picks and 2 picks or have a game that you didn't even expect. I'm talking about one game. And you really believe that he can outlast.
Dion, he just made your point. That the Eagles just did it.
They just
last year.
Last year.
The Eagles is riding a fairy tale, man. I
Okay,
mean, Nick
but that
Foles
doesn't
in that fairy
negate the
tale
fact
last
that
year.
they came up with a good game plan.
Nick
All right.
Foles in that fairy tale last year was real.
Okay, so if you
that thing was real.
All right, so okay, so you don't think that there's any chance that Sean McVay can outcoach Bill Belichick because of
Winning the
experience?
game and out-coaching somebody is two different things. Winning the game is not out-coaching somebody.
And then the other thing we got to think about, you got to put Wade Phillips in this.
Yeah.
You know, we can't just say Sean McVay because Wade Phillips have faced these Patriots offenses
Last 3
a
games,
lot.
19 points a game. That's what he's
A
giving
lot.
up against them.
So we
he
just
plays
gonna
a
forget
factor
about
in
the
that.
whole staff that's sitting over there behind Belichick too.
They leave every year. You get people that leave.
Yeah, Matt
The
Patricia's
defensive
not there
coordinator
anymore.
from last year, he's not even there.
He's in Detroit. Okay, so you clearly are going with Belichick to answer that question. Well, there's another question about experience because, again, we got a lot of storylines to fill for the next 2 weeks. Okay, so if I said to you Tom Brady versus Jared Goff, is anyone up here giving Jared Goff any sort of edge on Tom Brady?
It's funny. Now you're going to sip. Why you sip last minute? It's the same thing.
Okay.
It's the same thing. Why is it not the same thing?
You know what? When you say Tom Brady against Jared Goff, it's not like they face each other. But if I had to take Coach Belichick against a third-year guy.
Okay, we've already moved on past that question since you didn't like it.
No, but I'm just saying.
We have moved on because this is.
You're talking about Bill Belichick scheming up the defense against Jared Goff?
Yeah,
that's
against Tom Brady. I still, even though Wade has had success against Tom Brady and what he's able to represent, I think they'll have better success probably scheming up Jared Goff. That doesn't mean, you hand the ball off, guy rushed for 100 yards, 200 yards, something of that nature. But Jared Goff and Tom Brady, come on now, guys.
Okay, so let's go ahead and say Tom Brady throws 2 picks like he did in the AFC Championship game. Then does it even the playing field a little bit with Jared Goff?
I thought it was going to even the play for yesterday.
How did the picks come
2 weeks ago.
But how did
3
the
weeks
picks
ago.
come in? What y'all getting confused of? You getting confused of if somebody plays bad, that means the defensive coordinator out-schemed them.
Right.
And no, that's not true. He just played like garbage.
These are hypothetical questions about the experience.
I don't like hypothetical.
But let me ask you a question. A week ago, do you think it was scheme? Let me ask you a question.
Hypothetical.
Let me ask you, Chris, a week ago, do you think it was scheme or did Pat Mahomes play bad?
I think that Pat Mahomes didn't have his best game. But
what about that first half?
Didn't have a good game.
This is because they went outside the norm. We don't see Coach Belichick go zero coverage.
Right.
We don't see him bring pressure like he played.
Yeah, but that also goes to show that he had already seen them once during the year, so he knew how to game plan and he made the adjustments. Now you're giving him 2 weeks. By the way, the Patriots don't see the Rams a lot, so these aren't teams that they're that familiar with once you get into a Super Bowl situation.
Oh, so you're taking the Rams, it sounds like.
No, it doesn't. I'm just trying. By the way, we're just looking for things to talk about because at this point, we got a lot of time leading up to the game. You know who else is going to talk a lot about it? All the other shows on this wonderful network. 90 hours of live coverage begins on Monday. It all kicks off with Good Morning Football, talking about the experience of Tom Brady and Bill Belichick, apparently. Then at 7 p.m. Eastern, it's Super Bowl opening night. Then Game Day Morning takes you all the way up to kickoff on Super Bowl Sunday, and we wrap it all up with Game Day